Both Shireen and George's works really talk to this idea of heritage and history in the built environment. They also speak really well to this idea of connection or displacement from country. How does that relationship form when you are dislocated from that space? Georgia and Shireen's works really speak to how that connection can function in a contemporary society when you still have some sort of a link back to that place.
I have an artwork called Beneath Roots, which is a soundscape that's being played for the exhibition Both Sides of Either Wall in Kelly's Garden. It's a soundscape that actually accompanies an installation I currently have in Lebanon at Maqam, which is on display there right now, and the soundscape is of various field recordings I'd made during my travels between Beirut and Tripoli while working in Lebanon last year. This soundscape is playing here in Kelly's Garden, and it's also reflecting on this data exchange that we have, especially within diasporic communities, being Lebanese Australian. I really love it that the soundscape bridges Lebanon and Hobart. The artwork I've presented in the exhibition Older Than Language is called Raising Legacy. This artwork, made out of sheet copper, is considering what the future cultural heritage was in the built environment. So last year I was working a residency in Beirut, and I was very aware as an artist that the built environment is rapidly changing in that city, and I was considering, well, what's the future heritage going to look like, and this cultural landscape going to reflect on the local identity of Beirut.
For On Both Sides of Either Wall, I've made a series of paste-ups applied to blue tarp. The images depict walls and thresholds, and they're stills from video handycam footage that I shot in India in 2018. The work is about liminality. Liminal is defined as a transitional phase, or being on one side or on both sides of a wall or boundary. And I think that really strongly relates to how I feel about my identity as a Tamil Australian person. I started using blue tarp in my practice after visiting my Tamil family's local Hindu temple, which is a concrete slab with blue tarp overhead. That was really powerful for me because that's an incredibly holy, special place, and its meaning is born from its intention rather than construction. I've also got a bunch of ceramics in the light box. When I was making those, I guess I was thinking about the way that there's lots missing from my personal family's history and journey. So I just kind of set out making artifacts that speak to my history and using them to tell stories my mum has told me. I don't have the language of my mother or my ancestors, but I believe I have inherent knowledge, and the ceramics are, I guess, an exercise in tapping into that for me.